benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Koppel. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives are crazy good. Check this out. We got 0.9% financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right. 0.9% financing has been extended along with a trade-in rebate. Also, our GM certified used inventory is filling up fast. So make that money-saving drive to Koppel. It's just south of the interstate, or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Are you ready to upgrade your combine? Don't wait. Act now to choose from the widest selection of used combines at Acres Equipment. Acres, Nebraska's leading John Deere combine dealer, is offering 2.9% interest for 60 months on over 100 pre-owned combines. Each combine includes our A-plus uptime program to keep you running flawlessly throughout harvest season. Go to acres.com to view a huge inventory of low-hour, late-model equipment. Find what you like, and we'll deliver it to your farm for free. Acres, solutions for every field.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
IT projects piling up again? Managing IT can definitely be frustrating. Whether you have an in-house IT department or you manage it yourself, let Hamilton be your experts. At Hamilton, we take the frustration out of your business tech issues with managed IT solutions. We specialize in co-managed and fully managed IT. Does your business need better managed IT? Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
I heard you and Jack had a disagreement.
Yeah, he says I keep things from him.
What are you going to do?
He loves the Nebraska Lottery's Powerball First Millionaire of the Year promotion. So I'll buy a Powerball with Power Play and Double Play ticket before August 14th, and I could be one of 15 winners of $1,000. I'll also be entered for a chance to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve and a chance at $1 million.
$1,000? That should make him happy.
Depends.
On what?
If I decide to tell him I won.
Powerball top prize odds, 1 in 292 million.
Are you here for the job interview?
I just saw that ad that said, apply here for dream job.
What qualifications do you have?
What exactly would I be doing?
Well, this is a dream job. You would be daydreaming.
All day?
Start at 8 a.m. and spend the day dreaming about all the millions you could win playing Mega Millions from the Nebraska Lottery.
I'm good at that.
We want people with big imaginations, not just the usual yachts and exotic vacations.
Like a city built with bouncy houses or limo for dogs.
You're hired.
Mega Millions top prize odds, 1 in 302 million.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All that haterade you got, my brother. What up? We are here again. Old School, Jay Foreman, DP. We got Strick sitting in here. He's
on a crossover.
He's on the deck. He's on deck for Thirsty Thursday. Austin's getting his camera right. This is Old School, brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop, located at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill. Every type of meat and every type of cut. Strick was spitting some knowledge on the crossover, but we're in it right now. Strick dabbled into it and talked about the big story, or it was a gambling, one of the biggest gamblers, I guess, ever. Has a book out, and obviously Phil Mickelson is in there, and Phil Mickelson's story is obviously pretty well known. He said he had a gambling problem. He said in the last few years he's kicked it or curtailed it, and he's, according to him, almost a billionaire. The story is that he was the most alarming story is, and here is a story during I think it was during the Ryder Cup, during one of the Ryder Cups, he wanted to bet $400,000 on himself and the U.S. team to win. They end up losing, so he probably saved himself unless he took it somewhere else. But if you remember when they played at Valhalla, right, and this is a confirmed story, when he teed off and he kept going into his bag, he actually was calling to see what the score was, I think, of an NBA final. Which is, I had to go back and really and find it. My man right there, his erratic behavior of the last few years, where you're just willing to do anything, is a byproduct of that. Everybody has their vices or whatever it is. My question to you guys, look, the story's well written. He can't deny it, especially when they have a $3 million wire. I mean, when you start to wire stuff, you go into feds. And so the feds, they're just not going to make up that you paid somebody to offshore account to, alleviate a bet debt. So Phil Mickelson's story, it is what it is. I want to ask you guys, with the exposure now, right? Now, ESPN and everybody else has some sort of affiliation with, DraftKings or whatever it is, right? So when you think about this, and we know people, somehow they like to say they have morals and they'll never bet on high school games. I call BS. Me and Strick have played AAU, and we know that guys that watch these games and it gets out of control. There's some side bets on it. But with these games being on national TV, whether it's basketball games, IMG, or on, all these games that are being played, right? Whether it's Oak Hill against, so-and-so, all these Sunrise Academy and all that. Do you think it will trickle down to high school sports, maybe in a small, situations, but that's got to be next. If you have them on ESPN, if you have them on all these other channels affiliated with it, why wouldn't they?
Yeah, I agree. I think it definitely is. It normally is.
Right.
A lot of things that happen at the top tiers of sports, whether it be the certain moves, like, for example, Manu Ginobili integrates the Euro step, and all of a sudden it begins to trickle down.
Because it used to be a travel.
You know what I mean?
The Euro step back when we were high school was a travel.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have that. Then you all of a sudden have the James Harden two-step.
Yeah.
And that begins to find its way into college. Then they start to get a little bit easier on it. Then it's still a travel in high school, and now it's starting to get easier down there. It starts in those systems. And so I think you're right. I think you start to see a lot of them that look up find that things are happening in this space. You also find at the AAU level that money is available not only to just the coaches and now the players, and you're getting shoe deals, and you got guys like Mikey Williams who are making millions of dollars as a young man living at 18 years old in his own house. You know, it's stuff like this is happening, unfortunately. And you're right. Why would he not step into a realm where he bets on some of the stuff that he's doing?
Right. Or he gets some sort of credit.
Yeah.
Right. Or, you know, in the obviously these kids aren't very smart. They'll put it in their dad's name or all that. But really, in, you know, whether it's the Iowa State situation, look,
we had a new development.
Oh,
we had more names come out today.
Are you going to do breaking news here? Do we got breaking news?
Be crazy.
Kind of.
You got breaking news?
A little bit.
You just going to go. Okay, we got breaking news.
So
who is it?
There is a list of players. The most notable, Arland Bruce, the dude that dropped the punt.
And that's why he's in. He left in the transfer portal as soon as he lost to Nebraska.
He bet on a handful of Iowa football games in 2021.
Crazy.
He bet on the Iowa State, Penn State, Purdue, Nebraska, Michigan, and Kentucky games. And in 2022, he bet on South Dakota State, Rutgers, Michigan. Bet the under against Northwestern. Bet the Nebraska game. And even though he had left the team, he still bet the under in the Iowa-Kentucky game.
Let me just be that dude. All of this just hurts my head. All of this hurts my head. Like, come on. Like, we are not allowed to have anything decent.
It's nothing sacred.
Like, no, it's not even sacred. Just be decent. I'm not asking you to be perfect, but there's enough money for athletes to be taken care of so that when that other thing shows up, they have enough already. Like that, we know that exists. We know that exists. Poor kid coming into space, rich kid, bored, need things in play, rich adults looking for toys. It's enough. You don't need to, the idea. I coaching in Texas. Look, I know they were betting on high school games in Texas. And those parents weren't allowed around me. I'm like, dude, you can't even come talk to me. Because they come up, because it makes everything fake. Inauthentic, right? Because somebody comes up to you and asks you, well, how the boys doing? You know, what about is I hear so-and-so's hurt? And I'm like, wait a minute, wait. That's none of your business. That's none of your like, what are you doing, dude? And then you chase them off, and you shouldn't have to do that. Like, if I had it done, I mean, AAU baseball, travel baseball, same deal. I'm like, you know what? Allow the young people to be young people. We have enough. As adults, we have enough to take care of them and keep them away from doing this. It blows my mind that we can't be that basic.
Is this why we have the problems that we have with parents and with all kinds in the stands now? I mean, or is it just vicariously living through your child at this point? What is it? More of that?
But getting paid, you making, like, there's a word for that. There is literally a word for you taking advantage of young people for money. Like, stop it.
Exploitation.
Let's just stop it. Like, you call it what it is. Like, we dance around it and we try to placate because we know a friend they got to do. No, tell my friends, listen, if you're doing that, bump. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I just don't want to be around it because, you know what? It's hard enough to coach without the outside influence of, look, I just want the young person to enjoy the experience, get better at what they're doing, and get from it what they can get from it. I don't need, you know what? I've given up my stipend and my pay just so that, you know what? For sake of this, I'm legitimately in this for the young people. It makes me mad. And look, I understand grown-ups do grown-up stuff, but man, don't mean I have to like it, and don't mean I want to be around it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that's a little bit of both. You got some parents living through. I don't think that's driving the parent behavior in the stands. That's just one. I think they are mimicking what you see in the NBA. You see fans go to the NBA, they'll throw stuff at, because they're so close to the NBA players, and guys don't have helmets. If you missed a shot and I lost $200 on you, I could come and just bust you upside the head with a Gatorade cup. You've seen it before, right? So that's what
I
the
got
fans.
A beer poured on me,
right?
After we beat the brakes off Detroit Pistons.
But that's what the fans do, right? They get, so then it goes down to high school level. I think with the betting thing with these guys, I think it's a byproduct of having too much money without any type of regulations, and you have it in front of your face. They're looking at it like they don't really care because it's free. They haven't done it. They haven't earned it. They haven't gone and done anything for it, and they don't ever think they're going to get caught, and they really don't care because they have no loyalty to the game or to the university. So why wouldn't they? Yeah. And so. They might know and recognize they're getting exploited, but at the end of the day, Like I would ask anybody, regardless if they're at Nebraska or not, if you have enough time. Okay, let's just say Strick, you're in college at Nebraska, and you got, I don't know, whoever, enough money, it's NIL money.
Well, I did because I had baseball money.
Right, but just no, you're in
just
college
an
right
example.
now.
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
Okay,
Yeah.
right now.
And you say, and we just run across, and you like, hey man, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go up to the casinos and gamble for about 4 or 5 hours.
Yep.
I would ask you, explain to me, one, not only are you going up there to gamble for 4 or 5 hours, if you were just there for 4 hours, that's a 6-hour trip. Hour up there, hour home plus 4. Tell me how that's doing you any good to help your basketball career.
Preach.
And why? That's what I would ask you.
Yeah.
That's what if you were an athlete, not who you are now, just if you were an athlete.
That time
right.
that could have been studying film. That
Right.
could have been working in the gym, working on extra things that
Right.
could make me better. Shooting,
Right.
there's
or
a lot of
anything.
things.
But when you say, "Oh, you're
Yeah.
going to do good with it," right? Okay, what good is it you're going to go up there and gamble?
there's
First of all,
there's no benefit.
and first of all, and this is before we're going. If you are that good of a gambler to go up there, I know I'm not. Okay, if I do, it's just straight leisure. If I were going there $50, I'm okay with losing 50.
Right.
If you think you're that good of a gambler, you're going to be up in there for 4+ hours. That lets me know another thing, because you can't convince me of this. That means you have to study at that as if that is your class, because you have to look at different scenarios. You have to be willing. And if you're at a blackjack table with 3 guys that are veterans, I'm the rookie, I could mess it up for all 3 of you. You have to study enough to circumvent that. So you got to make a play for me so I can't make a dumb play.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm going to ask you another question. So then now it's not even the 4 or the 6 hours round trip. Then you got to tell me how much you've been studying on that, because then I'm going to ask you, is your grades tight? I can almost guarantee you your grades are bad.
And you're emotionally beat up in this space. Like you sitting there
taking L's.
Like you taking L's after L after L. And this was
trying to get it back.
Well, this was my thing.
Do it.
As whether it's a player or as a coach, I have full permission, as fully invested as I am, to question you and what you're doing. And a coach allowed it. The moment somebody tells me you just took a trip for that tells me I can't. Remember what we talked about? I can't trust you,
right,
and I can't depend on you. And I'm certainly not going to put the dude who went to the casino next to Jay Foreman against Oklahoma. I'm not going to do it because it's not fair to Jay. It's not fair to Strick behind him. It's not fair to Austin. Like, I can't do it. And then I'm going to have to justify and explain why it didn't get done on the field. We know why it didn't get done. We just didn't say it, and we allowed it.
And it's a difference of time, though, because if I was a basketball player and Strick's a senior and I was doing it, okay, back when we played, Strick would tighten
address
me up,
that.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Fully, and fully, physically and mentally would tighten me up. Or I would end up being in the transfer portal, because majority of the guys when you played, I would have been an outsider, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing when I played. Now these guys, they don't have that pecking order.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like these guys just think by showing up, you earn the stripes. The only stripes you've earned, and you didn't even earn them, you just been giving it to them for free. And them 3 stripes on them shoes and then the sweatsuits that you got.
Yeah,
we earned our stripes.
Yeah,
and you had to come and answer some questions.
This is why I looked at the Billy Kemp situation, because I know Rule is you can just see that he's working on titanship type stuff. So when I saw Billy Kemp come in as a transfer portal guy and take a leadership role, that tells me that he's doing more things responsibly, that it's just not gifted and given unto him. I asked the question, what about Marcus Washington?
Well, first of all, he's the only 70 catch dude on the team. Second of all, he's the only 60 catch dude on the team. He the only dude that had a 60 and a 70. Oh, by the way, that dude got in the University of Virginia.
It's not.
He's followed the code. Smart. He followed the code the entire time. His record is public. Yeah, you darn right. He got the first jersey. He should have got the first jersey.
But you gotta earn it though. That gives you a start.
Yes, that puts you in the place.
The thing is, but he still got to go get it. Yeah. Now that doesn't mean Marcus Washington can't. And sometimes some people aren't built that way.
Yeah,
Billy Kemp might be built that way. We're gonna get into the single digits and stuff like that too. To be honest with you, before we go to break, I know Kevin's right over my right shoulder and stuff like that. I never knew the significance of having the single digits. I'm wearing jerseys that meant something to me. If I seen a dude with single digits, that's cool because I know what I'm hitting. They're easy to find. But it means a lot. And I think 4 guys got them. It tells you something. I'm assuming them 4 are going to go out there as captains. and we'll see from there. But we're going to go to break. Old school with the addition of Strick. Got Kevin Meyer coming in. Thirsty Thursday is about to jump off here. Jay Foreman, Strick, Austin. We'll be back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through August 15th are $2 off packaged grass-fed, grass-finished New York strip with limit of 2 per visit. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Day by Day is the new documentary about Tom Osborne and the Nebraska Cornhuskers' decades-long pursuit of a national championship. Featuring interviews with former players and coaches, as well as famous fans like Peyton and Archie Manning, Larry the Cable Guy, and numerous NCAA and NFL legends, Day by Day is the riveting, untold story of one of the most dominant, celebrated, and controversial football teams ever. Opening in theaters on August 11th, visit daybydaymovie.com for details.
When you think of places with tons of great beer selections and amazing food menu in Omaha, the conversation should start and end with Bärschen Beer Garden in Benson. With more than 30 beers on tap, including several German options, you're sure to find something you like. And don't forget their Nashville hot chicken sandwich or any of their delicious hamburgers. Start off with the warm house-made pretzels and you're on to a great day at Bärschen Beer Garden in the heart of Benson in Omaha.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back. Sure. Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
The Lincoln Chamber of Commerce, Nebraska National Guard, 55th Wing, and the Lincoln Airport Authority presents the Guardians of Freedom Air Show, featuring the U.S. Navy Blue Angels, the F-16 Viper demo team, F-35, and the Air Force Wings of Blue. Experience a spectacle that your family will remember forever. The Guardians of Freedom Air Show, Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th at Lincoln Air Park. Parking and admission are free. Learn more at LincolnAirShow.com. Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air. When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that, options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at 435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Rashawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brandt.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Why wait until Friday to start your weekend? Go ahead, start right now. You're thirsty now, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to help you stock up.
Just in time for the weekend when I like to hit the clubs.
Time to broaden your horizons and try some new wine and beer. It's Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle.
What the what? What was that? That's the usual.
Cracking
I'm used to
bottles,
hearing a pop pop.
cracking knuckles. I don't know what I'm doing over here. But that sounds good. That
sounds refreshing.
We will take that. We will take that.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
What's up?
You tell us, Mr. Twisty Cap and
Since you don't want this.
silver can. What's in the silver can, bro?
Well, we're gonna do that first, I
Okay.
think. And you know how in my efforts to remain topical, sometimes we hit a gap in times.
Mhm.
And so what we have to do then is will what we want into existence. And so we're going to do that today with some Fest beer from Zipline Brewing right here in good old Lincoln, Nebraska.
Okay. Fest beer.
Fest beers.
Does that mean, is that short for festival?
B-I-E-R.
It is, and it's short for Oktoberfest is what it's short for. Only shortened to be Fest beer. And basically, you know, those beers are starting to come out now, and this tastes like a crisp fall Saturday of Husker football. You got a 1 o'clock kickoff. The tailgate starts at about 10:30. You've got some brats on the grill.
Yeah.
And a beer like this just tastes so good.
And sauerkraut and all that on
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Fully loaded.
And the spicy mustard.
Straight DC style.
Bratty.
Yeah. Yeah. DC style.
Now, do you like just a traditional
This
brat, or
is
do you
nice.
like the cheese brat, or the jalapeno, or like a stuffed brat?
Tell them, DC.
Yeah, man. Go ahead and beer me now. Beer me, brat me, kraut me. Let's
Yeah,
go.
the whole shebang.
Everything.
Want it all.
Let's load. Let's
Relish,
throw every
onions.
Hand. Throw every hand. No onions. Throw hands. Throw hands. Throw hands. Every like
Mustard.
This is like Jim Carrey and when he's playing God and he's
Yeah.
typing and his fingers are going crazy. Yeah, that's how you need the brats.
This
Like that's how it needs to look. If you're preparing it, I need the hands to be flying, all sorts of goodness being thrown in. Yeah, all the greatness.
You got loaded condiments, and so you just throwing stuff
all
like
the
fully
goodness.
loaded to the point where have you ever had just one of those good fully loaded ones to where you can't even really pick it up? You have to cut it up. Like I had to do that where I had to eat it with a fork and couldn't eat it with a hand. It's so
Nothing wrong with that.
San Diego on the water.
Yeah.
This dude
That was
made a brat. It was a nacho brat.
Yeah.
Are we talking like food truck or like food stand sort of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nacho brat
Wow.
with a sprinkling of chili, cheese, mustard, jalapeno.
That's 2,000 calories right
And
off
tortilla crust. Well, you talk about barely being able to handle it. Top with tortilla crushed, sprinkled on top. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We said some things that day. Like we made
jalapenos and everything.
Yeah. Oh, the jalapenos was popping.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, yeah, bro. What's your name? Yeah, his name Felipe. I remember that. It was 12 years. It was 14 years ago. Felipe is still my dude. If I see him today, this dude got off a boat, pulled up his machine, and he lined it. It's like Kevin Meyer on Thirsty Thursday. It could be quiet till the moment he pull up. Oh, Kevin's here. Everybody line up to get theirs. Yeah, that was
That's
Felipe.
it. Kev, what is that, man? That's actually really good. What is the name of that?
So it is a traditional German style fest beer or Oktoberfest beer. And basically the history behind it is that in the early 1800s, 1810 to be exact, Prince Ludwig got married, and his bride's name was Therese. And they invited the entire city of Munich to the wedding. So the entire city shut down.
Power couple.
This celebration went on for like a week. And then so for their anniversary, they decided to sort of repeat it. And so Oktoberfest grew out of that. And then so pretty soon, it started with a horse race. And then it started with these beer producers, these breweries would have these temporary setups, and everyone would have their great big beer garden. And then they grew to the point where they would hold
beer garten.
That's right. And they got to the point where their individual beer gardens would be for like 6,000 people a piece. And there's like 15 vendors, right? And so this continued to grow over time. Last year in Munich for Oktoberfest, 2 million gallons of beer were poured. 2 million.
Good gosh.
Wow.
So this is an homage to that. And basically, to me, the fall football also means fall beer. And we're willing it into existence. We're in that gap where like public schools are starting, but the university quite hasn't. We got this couple of weeks sort of build up. And so we're going to will this into existence and start now.
Zero dark 30s right around the corner too. That's one of the ones you sit out in the back with the TV.
You got the fire pit going?
Yeah, put your feet up one time, have a stogie with one of them.
Got some good tunes on.
Yeah,
yeah, that's
Honey
what I'm all about.
I'm trying to and not to offend, but this is a grown-up beer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not heavy.
This is right. Like this is a grown-up. This is not a chuggers beer, beer bong beer. This is listen. We're gonna sit down, talk, and have a beer. This is what this is.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If I can ask, what makes a fall beer versus another season's beer and like a German beer versus
Sure. Well, so it starts with what's called the German purity law. And they passed a law that basically said that if you want our seal of approval, you can only put certain things into your beer. So water, hops, grain, and what was the other thing? Yeast. And that's it. So none of this chocolate, bourbon stout type stuff. It was basically creating the purest form of beer you possibly could. Then generally with the fest beers, they'll also slightly roast the malts. If you notice, this isn't like a straight golden. It has a little bit of that amber color. Mm-hmm. And that was just more suitable for cooler temps. And these beers are all lagers, which is different than an ale. Lagers generally are fermented at colder temps, usually in the mid 40s. And they take a good solid 2 months to complete fermentation because they're fermenting at a colder temperature. Ales generally will ferment around 60 to 70 degrees, and you can ferment those out in a week, 10 days. The thing about a really, really good lager is that there's nothing there to cover up any impurities if you don't do it right. Ales, you can do all kinds of tricks to if something didn't go right, you can add this to cover it up. With a lager, you can't. And so it's while it's more simplistic, it also is sort of the more pure form to do it. And so they sort of create this special beer for Oktoberfest in honor of the original Prince Ludwig and Princess Therese wedding back in 1810.
Cool, nice. Tell us about the other one. It's a white sparkling.
What's the beer again?
This is the Zipline Fest beer, made right here in good old Lincoln, Nebraska, but done in the true German purity method. And this one actually was a bronze medal at Great American Beer Fest. Won third place against hundreds of other beers.
And how much?
So these go for $1.79 a can, or about $10. $10 a six pack.
Okay.
And the limited availability. So, it's kind of crazy. It's August and the Oktoberfest beers are coming out, but from a retailer standpoint, they're asking me to buy pumpkin ales in July. And frankly, I don't like to do it. So
it's a mad rush.
Appreciate your taking a principled stand.
Well, the trouble is though, by the time it's time, they're gone. So if you don't do it too early, then you're too late. And so if I'm brewing a beer like this, it's meant for that season, I'm going to make it available in that season. But, it's kind of like new car models. You get, they're coming out with their 2025. So it's not even 2024 yet.
Right,
so
give me what I want.
Yep.
What you got?
So let's move on to the wine.
Is it a sparkling wine?
It is not. This wine is still, meaning that it does not have bubbles. You got it, Austin? All right.
I got
tiny bubble.
So
Okay,
we're
Dean
sticking with the
Martin.
German theme.
Okay, Dean Martin.
German theme.
Insane?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hirschbach
Zone.
And this is called Peaceporter Mickelsburg Riesling Spätlese, which
sweet.
Yeah. So the Germans are unique that they will make 6 or 7 styles of wine, all from the same grape.
Yeah, that's sweet.
It's got a little bit of that zing to it, but it's not like a sugary sweet.
No.
It's more of a fruity sweet, like you get that fresh apple and pear sort of sweet notes to it. And so the Germans are unique that they'll make, like I said, 6 or 7 different styles of wine, all from the same grape, and it's Riesling. And they have a terminology for it. They call it a Qualitätswein mit Prädikat, which means quality wine with distinction. And the distinction is the pick. So the earlier in the harvest they pick the grapes, the drier the wine is because it has less residual sugar. The later in the harvest they pick the grapes, the sweeter the wine because it has more. But they have a quantifiable step each step of the way. And the first step is what's called a cabinet, which is literally means cabinet. The Germans thought that cabinet starts with a K and 2 T's. Other than that, it's spelled just like it sounds.
That's an Norman saying.
And basically they felt it's like their most versatile wine, goes well with everything. You should just have it in your cabinet at all times. And that's just a light touch of sweet. Then you have Spätlese, which is what we're having right now. It literally means late pick. So the grapes of Spätlese, S-P-A-T, in the A has the umlaut with the double dots over the top. Means late pick. The grapes have hung on the vine a little bit longer, therefore developing a little more residual sugar within the fruit, and therefore making a little bit sweeter wine. Then there's a step after this. It's called Auslese. Auslese. It all sounds like Third Reich type stuff. But Auslese is literally late cluster pick. So they're hand sorting the individual clusters, and they will actually have their little kits with their little hypodermic needles and suck the juice out and do a litmus test so they can measure acid levels, sugar content. The Germans are very type A. Everything has a category. Everything's very, very regimented. And then after Auslese, you have what's called Baron Auslese. That's right. And this is a masterclass in German, German language and wine. So
DP was giving me a look as you were talking about it. He's got thoughts.
He's got eyes on it. Well, Baron Auslese, they're actually handpicking the individual berries off the clusters of grapes and measuring those that measure this actual finite, again, higher level of sugar content. Now we're getting into the real delectable dessert, like nectar-y type of wines. And then what happens is they get cold weather in Germany as well. Maybe not the harsh winters that we get here, but it does get winter in Germany. And so the grapes will be at a Baron Auslese level of sweetness, but they'll freeze. And so they rush out like crazy and pick the frozen fruit and make a wine from it called ice wine or ice wine. And what that does is that the frozen juice suspends the water off and concentrates the pulp even that much more. So now we're getting into the real thick, desserty, like a 1 ounce serving is like a full dessert type of a thing, and it's all made from the same grape, the same place. It's just when they pick it and how they make it.
You got a lesson today. That was a true lesson on German wine.
Here's what this is. Okay, so a couple of things. One, the whole the German wine ice wine. This is like, if I could freeze this and then put it in other drinks, I would do it.
Make it like a popsicle. Or
this is where grown sorority alumni. This is where grown alumni, sorority alumni, go to heaven. This is what ends up with people having to explain the night before. This is so good.
Is that good?
This is liquid dessert, and to provide the point. This is what happens with this.
Oh yeah.
For those of you watching at home,
to the face.
It has to go.
Yeah.
DP just talked about a sipping beer and then just talked about a chugging wine.
This is where
the oxymoron of that.
This is where mistakes happen. I'm able to, as he said, categorize. I'm able to say that the beer needs to be. I need to go through the journey with this. this one I need to get familiar with real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. Like I got to
Yeah.
know you because we best friends right now.
Yeah.
Right now. Me
Yeah.
and the beer will be best friends later all night long. We're gonna talk. Me and the wine.
Let's get acquainted.
What'd he say? Did we just become best friends?
Let's get acquainted.
Yes, indeed.
Good stuff, Kevin. That's really good stuff, man. That you made two great choices today, man. When you get DP to perk up, you did something today.
That's one right there.
He's not an easy man to impress, and so
No.
I'm glad whenever I can.
No, that's one there. Let them know what to find. How much is the wine?
These are on the shelf at $16, $15.99. They
That's
come
a
in
win-win right there.
at a pretty mild, like 10.5% alcohol. Actually, no, these are 7.5, so very kind of lighter. So yeah, you could chug it and get away with it.
What other
Distinctive green bottle, too.
What other specialties do you have? Specials do you have going on?
Well, so this is just one example of the fall seasonal beers that are starting to come in, and they're going to be the trucks are going to be locked and loaded with them from now through basically September. And so the selection is going to change every week and always does. And then we've got several different Winery of the Month specials as well. And just always a good selection and a knowledgeable staff that's here to help people who walk through the door.
You know how I say it. We close it out with this. I give it a 10. 10.
I love it.
10. Kevin Meyer Cork and Bottle. Austin, get us to break, brother.
Let's do it.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to Oak Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street, family owned and operated, always the best value.
If you have concerns about your drinking water, just call Bryant. If your water doesn't look right, smell right, or taste right, Bryant can help. If your water has high levels of iron, Bryant can help. If you're tired of foggy dishes and dingy clothes, Bryant can help. Whatever your home water needs are, Bryant is here with a solution to fit your needs. Be sure about your water. Just call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Ironhide Construction has an immediate opening for an administrative assistant in their Lincoln office. The ideal candidate will have experience performing a variety of general office, administrative, and clerical duties. If you have excellent communication, interpersonal, and organizational skills, and are the type of person who enjoys keeping track of all the fine details, then this job is for you. Learn more online at ironhideconstruction.com/careers. Ironhide Construction. Quality buildings and genuine service at a reasonable price.
When you think of places with tons of great beer selections and amazing food menu in Omaha, the conversation should start and end with Bärschen Beer Garden in Benson. With more than 30 beers on tap, including several German options, you're sure to find something you like. And don't forget their Nashville hot chicken sandwich or any of their delicious hamburgers. Start off with the warm house-made pretzels and you're on to a great day at Bärschen Beer Garden in the heart of Benson in Omaha.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Koppel. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives are crazy good. Check this out. We got 0.9% financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right. 0.9% financing has been extended along with a trade-in rebate. Also, our GM-certified used inventory is filling up fast, so make that money-saving drive to Koppel. It's just south of the interstate, or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
The Lincoln Chamber of Commerce, Nebraska National Guard, 55th Wing, and the Lincoln Airport Authority presents the Guardians of Freedom Air Show, featuring the U.S. Navy Blue Angels, the F-16 Viper demo team, F-35, and the Air Force Wings of Blue. Experience a spectacle that your family will remember forever. The Guardians of Freedom Air Show, Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th at Lincoln Air Park. Parking and admission are free. Learn more at lincolnairshow.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today will see areas of patchy fog this morning. Otherwise, partly sunny skies. There's a slight chance of storms later in the day. We'll see a high of around 89. Tonight, we'll see a chance of storms early, then mostly clear skies and a low of around 67. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies with a slight chance of storms. See a high of around 93. Meteorologist Kyle Puck from 92.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. Old school. Appreciate Kevin again. Thirsty Thursday. Strick is on his way. Cheerful after Thirsty Thursday. We got a short segment, about 1 or 2 minutes. But fresh off the press, man, I wanted to get you guys Justin Jackson from Northwestern that gave Nebraska a ton of problems long before you got here, DP, but not long before, but probably right along when you were here. He was a problem. He was in the bag for Nebraska. Mike Riley, I think, or maybe Scott Frost fumbled that one immensely. He wanted to come to Nebraska, and he tormented us for a very long time. The Lions have their first game tonight. He retired. You know, he went through the whole offseason, went through the brunt of training camp, was like, oh, yeah, I'm done after 5 years, man. It's look, man, training camp's tough, man. And sometimes, and I think you see it more often with these guys. And I guess you could say, oh, yeah, the running backs aren't getting paid or whatever. But Justin Jackson was good enough to where he could do other things, you know, as far as covering kicks, punt protector, X, Y, and Z, and definitely be in the system. Dan Campbell likes tough guys. He's a tough kid. But for whatever reason, he abruptly ended his career 24 hours before the first preseason game. But it opens the door for a guy that Nebraska knows well as well, Benny Snell from Pittsburgh Steelers. AD's the assistant GM there, but he knows Benny Snell. But Benny Snell is out with Detroit. It's interesting that you see this from a guy that was at San Diego, then he goes to Detroit, found a home in Detroit, and just decided to call it quits.
What do you also say about opportunity, right? All of this is about opportunity and access. What do you say about Vrabel given?
Oh, that was the next thing. I mean, what Mike Vrabel is doing, he's working around the elephant in the room. Mike Vrabel, again, from Ohio State, played at Pittsburgh, played with some unique characters at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is obviously way ahead of the curve as far as imploring, recognizing the hiring gap between the majority and African-American coaches. They've groomed a ton. Tony Dungy got to start there. Numerous coaches, Mike Tomlin. Everybody that you could think of has had a stop or some influence from the Rooney, and that's why they call it the Rooney Rule. Vrabel played there. He went to New England, who does a really good job as well. Romeo Cornell and all those guys. What's the one guy? He's a linebacker now, or he was a linebacker. He's a defensive coordinator.
You can say D'Amico Ryans.
No, not D'Amico. He was Houston, but the other one that they drafted from Tennessee, he's their defensive coordinator now. Bill Belichick is grooming him to take over. And then you got Vrabel. He said,
Jared Mayo.
Jared Mayo. Whereas Vrabel, he's like, hey, this guy is up and coming. He knows Vrabel knows. He went on these job interviews and he understood how to interview for these jobs. And he understood what he's telling you is he knows that he was not a polished product when he got this job at Tennessee. He knows, obviously, that would really, be an easy out for Williams, who's his coach, to be in that situation. So what does he do? They draft to give him some more, pieces and gives him a chance to be a head coach because he'll never get the chance to be a head coach in a real game. You do it in practice, yeah, you can call practice. I mean, they do that all the time, right? This is what he's been doing, calling plays. But let him be the head coach. Vrabel's an assistant coach. This is also what Vrabel is really forward thinking. He's given said coach a chance to be the head coach. He's getting a chance to be an assistant coach, which is allowing him to probably help and fixate on the defense. He knows it's a huge year for that defense, and they have to be well. In particular, linebackers and pass rush. That allows him to jump into that role, gain some momentum there, put his hands on it, and put his imprint on it, all the while turning the keys over to the head coaching position and then turning it back as soon as it comes back. It's a really – hopefully you see a lot more teams doing it. Fast track some of these guys, but they're doing it with guys that definitely deserve it. So, it was just weird. Yesterday I was watching NFL Network. I saw Pep Hamilton and Leslie Frazier doing TV. They should be coaching. They should be coaching, coordinating, head coaching or whatever, assistant head coach, associate head coach, kind of co-head coach, whatever the things they put in front of it, but they're on TV. So Vrabel's seeing it, recognize it. Tennessee's seeing it, recognize it. And it's commendable for him to do it. There's no, you're not losing any momentum. Everything can come out of it positive. He can, Williams can get a lot of experience of doing so. And the more he does it, the more that he will be ready to go. And then also it's knocking down one of the easy, which is weird because what was the guy? Judge, never been a head coach. He goes from special teams coach to head coach of the Broncos, or not the Broncos, but the Giants. But here's Williams, and they can't say Terrell Williams has never been a head coach. And so
fixing
problems actively, which is huge. So, hey, it's Thursday night. Football is going to be played tonight, even though it's preseason. It's still going to be on like butter popcorn. So we're going to go back to break, and then we're going to catch back up, and then we're going to dive around some different subjects, whether it's Phil Mickelson, single digit numbers, the significance of it, what it means for this team versus other teams. And if you guys had to pick a single digit number, what would it be? I wore a single digit number in high school. Had no idea it meant anything, but I had my reason. Austin have his reasons. DP would have his. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havilah. This week's specials through August 15th are $2 off packaged grass-fed, grass-finished New York strip with limit of 2 per visit. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing. Heating and
Vershawn Jackson for Brant Excavating. Brant's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brant is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brant Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to brantexcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brant Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go Big Brand!
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
The Lincoln Chamber of Commerce, Nebraska National Guard, 55th Wing, and the Lincoln Airport Authority presents the Guardians of Freedom Air Show, featuring the U.S. Navy Blue Angels, the F-16 Viper demo team, F-35, and the Air Force Wings of Blue. Experience a spectacle that your family will remember forever. The Guardians of Freedom Air Show, Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th at Lincoln Air Park. Parking and admission are free. Learn more at lincolnairshow.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to HNHroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. We're back on schedule, back on time, like we never left before. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin on the ones and twos, making it sound good and look good. Kevin Meyer, Cork and Bottle, again, appreciate you for Thirsty Thursday. Strick staying along too as well. Well, we always got to be happy though. We get Strick for another 15, 20 minutes when he stays. But this is Old School, brought to you by the Mercado, certified Piedmontese, special ingredients and butcher shop, located at 84th and Havelock. Every type of meat and every type of cut. Second location, actually, on 30th and Yankee Hill. We're going to dive right into it, the single digits.
Before you do that,
we got more breaking news?
No, programming note, Royals at 5:30 again.
Royals at 5:30. Austin just coming in with all types of break. It's the rest of the week, isn't it?
They are on
Friday,
the
well, the
East
rest of the week.
Coast.
So they play tomorrow
so
too, right?
They will have a game tomorrow unless it's a travel.
Yeah.
game. We'll look at the schedule very quickly.
But anyway,
5:30
5:30.
today.
So we're gonna go all the way up until the clock. Single digits. I think look, numbers are important to players. I'll tell you that. They are, especially in college. And you know what's funny about single digits? When I came in, I was a linebacker. And this is when I was at linebacker. So it wasn't like, oh, we didn't know what position you were going to, I didn't go into Ron Brown's room and I just dipped my head in Coach D's room and I ended up in Coach Samuel's room. So I was a linebacker from the very beginning. And they didn't care what number you had. I was number 7. People would be going around campus and call me Reggie Ball. I'd be like, yeah, man, I'm Reggie. Just if you dumb enough to think me and Reggie Ball look anything like Reggie is about this tall and I'm way taller, for sure I'll be Reggie Ball. And I guess he made a good catch in the Orange Bowl, or whatever. So for my first year, I was 7. Matter of fact, I'm almost willing to bet our first spring, I was 7. And then I got 56 when the one guy left and stuff. So the numbers are important. You definitely want to try to get the number you want. Whether you have a personal connection to it or somebody that you want to emulate or just a favorite number. And so the single digits have taken a name or taken a form of their own. I think that was led by the NFL again. It's a trickle down effect. Once they released all numbers, and Tom Brady said it, it's a little bit harder because you knew what linebackers numbers were, 50s, and the odd chance that you be a 90s number, or something, like that. Now you got all types of numbers out there, so it's a free for all. So it's hard to do personnel, right? Didn't really confuse them because Tom Brady still lit the league up, but then that allowed linebackers that were single digit numbers in college to do it in the pros.
They get defensive linemen wearing single digit
Right.
numbers.
Right.
Like, come on.
Some of them are good though. When you see a big boy wearing number 1, you better be for real, because that means you know that number 1. It's like 99. Now, Kevin Murray or Keith Murray, the linebacker from Oklahoma, it worked out well for him. He was number 9 in college, number 9 in the pros, and he could play. I do think and agree with Matt Rule when he first came in. Look, man, you got to earn the right to be a single digit number, because you definitely are saying I am that dude.
But can you have an offensive lineman wearing a single digit?
Man, if you're an offensive lineman wears a number, that single digit number, he automatically does not play.
Well, but I mean, if this is supposed to be the best of the best, earned, not giving, nothing given, everything earned. And let's say that you say, okay, Ben Scott, you're the guy.
He wants to be number 4.
You're the guy. He has to be number 0, otherwise it doesn't work.
Okay, yeah.
Can he be 00?
He needs to be for center, but that's two digits, so it has to be
0.
0.
If he wants to be 0, yeah, sure.
He can be Jim Otto, right? He can be that. Who's the right way to do it? But this is the thing, right?
Yeah, he could be 0 if he's that he would be looking at the position coach would be looking at him sideways. Single digit numbers are going to be for guys that your skill position guys, your linebackers, and your DBs.
That's how LSU does it, is they give 7 to the DB.
Right. That emulates Honey Badger, Patrick Peterson, and all those guys. Understandable.
Just,
like number 11 at Penn State, even though it's not double digits.
Like Reimer shouldn't be 4.
That's a lot of pressure to put 4 on yourself.
Like I don't.
Why?
Well, I'm pretty sure that he didn't put him.
But why is 4? Why is that pressure?
Levante?
Well, how's that? Why?
I guess you're paying tribute to.
Are you saying you're Levante David?
That's why I said it just.
Levante David is 50. His stardom came when he's 54. 4 in college. He played like 1 year, right?
2.
2.
And set single season tackle records.
Right. Well, it was
Levante was that dude.
Jay, what's your number? Jay, what is your number?
When?
See, when is your number? What was it when you Nebraska? If Nebraska Foreman jersey shows up, what number better be on?
Oh, probably 44.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's a reason why.
That's a family number. But yeah.
Right. Like that's the thing. Sometimes coaches put your hands in soup that doesn't need to be stirred. Like just leave it alone. Like you got other stuff to focus on. Like I'll ask the question. Just single digit jersey.
Well, who got the numbers?
So Billy Kemp IV got number 1. Jeff Sims got number 7. Luke Reimer got number 4, and then who's
Gifford got 2.
Gifford got 2. Which
but those are the numbers they wanted. Then have at it. Then I don't got a problem with it if they want to be single digit.
all I'm saying is you gonna beat Minnesota. That's all. Like, does this help you beat Minnesota? Maybe it does.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think. I mean, this is what their jersey numbers and beat Minnesota. They're doing the work. Obviously, these kids are doing the work to beat Minnesota. These guys want to be the single. I look at it like this. I'm sure they offered them the chance or the opportunity to wear a single digit. They didn't say you have to do that. Then you could question whether it does Minnesota. Like they said they probably called them in. You guys earn the right to be single digit numbers. What number would you like since you guys have done?
Do you think?
A, B, C, D, and E, whatever it is to the utmost.
Do you think?
And you guys have really stepped up. And then they chose the 4. You know, what is it? 1, 2,
okay.
4, and 7.
Okay. All right. Do.
I mean, I guess I want to see 1. One is what the receiver.
Mm-hmm.
2 is the D. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't really.
Prime time was a DB. He wore 2. Okay. Charles Woodson wore 2. Like, okay, I get all that. I just okay. It's a thing to talk about in summer camp. Like that's what
but that's what the choices to do. They've already like the single digit number is more important than we can wrap our head around because our numbers because we weren't ever able to do that when we were in high school or when we got there was a block of numbers that you could get. If you were a running back, you were generally 20s to 30s. Or in a little bit of 40s, or I guess you could go all the way up to 49. If you were a lineman, you were probably from 50 to 69 or to 79, And then if you're a tight end, generally, you were from 80 to 89. Mm-hmm. That's just tight ends. And then the D linemen were there. Now, as things have changed, then also, let's not forget, with guys coming in at one position, getting switched and changing, if you want a really old school example is Jesse Armstead came in as it was a linebacker in high school down in Dallas, went to Miami, potentially play running back. They switched him to linebacker, rest is history. He still wore number 1. Michael Barrow wore 56. He was a linebacker since he got on campus. So sometimes guys keep these numbers based on, when they get it. Like that win that I count, he was number 9. He went from offensive side of the ball to defensive side of the ball. Obviously he found a home, right? Because he was too small to kind of play fullback, running back, put on defense. He was a heat-seeking missile. So it just kind of the times of what it means to these guys is I think is a lot different, and
we always
it could be incentive.
We looked at, like, I get the competition thing. I get the tribute thing, like you're paying tribute to hard work and you're setting a standard for it, and there's got to be some payoff for it other than the game. So you want to be able to get through camp by saying, okay, hey, everybody, it's a reason for us to come together and celebrate and all that. And I remember like John Reagan used to talk about the number 44, and he said, this is my superhero cape, and when I put this 44 on, it means something. Like they know, okay, here comes 44. Here comes 44. He goes, I feel stronger in it. I feel faster in it. I feel big enough in it. That's why I want to wear it. So I can lean with that. It's just, okay, just you got a thing that you distract with.
I don't think it's a distraction. I mean, it's something that, like, this was, I mean, like I keep saying, these single digit numbers mean more to kids now. The single digit number if somebody wanted to be number 1, you'd be like, all right, dude, you're a receiver. Okay, like Chris Alexander or was it Sean with a play receiver at Michigan? Generally, that was Michigan. If you wore number 1 at Michigan, you were supposed to be that dude. Anthony Carter set it off. His last name was Alexander. He was good. That's generally what some schools have that. But now I think it's like generally it's thought of now, just like with defensive linemen. If you wear 99 as a D tackle, you better be that dude. That means you are essentially saying, I am a Warren Sapp, Aaron Donald type of dude. That's essentially when you put on that number.
Like I loved John Hadel, Bernie Kosar, Doug Flutie wearing 20s and playing quarterback.
Right.
Like that showed me that, okay, whatever number you choose means whatever you want that number to. John Hadel wore 21. Like that, he before LaDainian, he was that number. I get it. Bernie Kosar number 20. A quarterback wearing number 20. And then they made him change to 19. And everybody lost their minds. Like, wait a minute, what are you doing? It means whatever you want. I just think you got other stuff to focus on.
Yeah, I don't think they spent a lot of time on it. I think it's too many guys were going to get those numbers as an individual choice. So when you look at it from a coaching perspective, if you got a lot of guys that are going for individual choices, then you make it that they have to earn the right to have a single digit number.
Jay, they talking about Lorenzen, the quarterback from Kentucky.
Jared Lorenzen.
Jared Lorenzen, right? Jay, what would you do if a quarterback wore 22? Like
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't. You know what? 22.
I would figure.
I got to come see you.
Jared Lorenzen probably was a tight end. They figure you probably ran scout team a couple times. He's got a nice little arm. He knows how to play. I think maybe 22 was the only number with their type of jerseys that fit him because he never had a truly tight fitting jersey. So you probably had to go up a little bit higher. I just think that Coach Rule, these guys gravitated to it. A lot of them were trying to wear those numbers and thought that they were entitled to those. Now he made guys earn the right to wear them. And
Nolan Cromwell.
You got some guys that didn't. Some guys that have been gone that wanted to be single digit number. They see, the thing is that people that you're missing. The number when you wear single digit numbers, it's thought of now as you have to be a dude. Regardless, 0 to 9, okay, or 1 to 9, you got to be a dude. Whatever number it is, doesn't matter who played here before, right? So it'd be no different if you're a DB and wore number 5. That's like DeJuan Gross, or you're a returner, DeJuan Gross. Like he's probably the best punt returner maybe we've had since the 90s. Really, legit.
We talked to one yesterday.
Yeah, we had one sitting down with us. He might have something to say about that. DeMornay was in the building yesterday.
I think. Well, DeJuan Gross is in like NCAA record books, and he did it for 4 years. So I mean, here or there. It's not. If you wore number 5 and you're returning punts, then you'd be like, okay, I got to live up to that. Now, whether Luke Reimer is going to have to live up to what Levante did or not, it's his choice. Now, he's earned the right to wear those numbers. I think Rule took those away from guys that felt like they're entitled to, or strip the team of entitlement.
There's a question from the text line that I think you're equipped to answer here, Jay. Drew said black shirts are also earned, not given. Are those a distraction? Is there a difference? Is it?
Well, he's saying that to me. He's texting that to me, and that's not what I said about the black shirts. Black shirts aren't about numbers. Black shirts are a uniform thing for a squad, a group of people. It's not individual at all. That's a group, and that's a standard, a high standard. Look, standard. You can set the standard whatever way you want. If you're talking about the group, a group. The individual stuff, you can't tell me that the individual stuff doesn't matter. All the name on the front and not the back stuff. Like, you can't have it both ways. It's either about the team and the ultimate mission, which is beating Minnesota, or it's about the individuals. And you can make it about the individuals if it isn't to, in fact, elevate the team. That's what he's doing, so I can give that. But no, the numbers are different than the shirts, the uniforms themselves. We clear? Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little different, but I think it's in a lot of ways it could be. It's not the same, right? It's that's a group of guys. If you go 0 to 9, 1 to 9, there won't be a name for them. It won't be like the single digit guy, whatever it is. But those are a group of guys that have met a certain standard that gives them the option. Because there was a lot of guys wearing those jerseys, and it has nothing to do with how good you are, though. There's a lot of guys that wore single-digit jerseys that have been here that might have been good players, but they weren't good leaders.
And, Jay, I would imagine you got to pick your number. As a senior, it's been earned, right? So seniors pick first, or starters pick first.
Right.
That's usually what it is. You pick your number, and you pick your number, not a number that's limited. You would say, look, you're my starting QB. You get to pick
Whatever number you
want.
Yeah.
Like you can call it what you. I'm just saying you're adding stuff to the soup that doesn't necessarily need to be there. That's all. I get it. Okay, well done. All right, we got our first 4, but the reality is, I'm still focused on Minnesota. So there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to stop. If picking numbers distracts you from beating Minnesota, then you wouldn't beat them no way. You know what I mean?
How about that part?
You know, so
How
I
about that part, Jay?
I don't think it's going to distract them one way or another. I think you're at the point in time that we're like I said, the first week is playtime. This is where you're going to start to see people separate themselves, and this is part of it. When they hand out the black shirts, that will be part of it. When they go out there and you have your first depth chart, that is part of it.
Yep.
When the depth chart comes out every Monday or Tuesday, the separation is going to be started. You're not going to go through camp without having these type of checkpoints. And when you put an emphasis on the single digit numbers and earn them, you got to make decisions on them, and the decisions have to be what the kids want. And
Okay.
give them the options, and then you move on from it.
I'm going to let Jay Foreman pick number 44 as a team captain and as a future Hall of Famer. If he picked number 4, cool. But if he picked number 44, cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think Randy Gregory did Randy Gregory come in at 44 and then wore 4 senior year?
Yeah, cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool. I'm going to let Jay Foreman honor his
guys,
daddy.
I'm
going to let Jay Foreman honor his daddy. How about that?
Guy changes their mind all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, the best thing to do is ask Luke what his reason was number 4.
Yeah.
You never know. It might mean something different than somebody that's.
I'm a cheer for him.
Yeah, he's gonna do it. I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna make your play gonna make whatever number you got on.
Yep.
So it's done and over with, and I'm sure other guys will earn them as well. Ideally, like to see those numbers all taken up. That means they've done some work and they're good players as well. So we're going to go to break. We're going to send you guys live to the Kansas City Royals, and we're going to finish up on the stream. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll be right back.
Clubs were cool. Robotics club, space club, and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margarita, like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night dip. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over. Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or do they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships, one with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to HandHroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that, options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, Call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You deserve the best. With a Liberty First MasterCard, you can pay down your high-rate debt and could save hundreds when you transfer the balance. The Liberty First Credit Union MasterCard has no balance transfer fees, no cash advance fees, and no annual fee. And with a fixed rate as low as 9.99% APR, and you choose rewards, you'll be able to manage your card your way. Visit libertyfirstcu.com. Rates and terms are based on your credit and subject to change. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Koppel. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives are crazy good. Check this out. We got 0.9% financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right. 0.9% financing has been extended along with a trade-in rebate. Also, our GM-certified used inventory is filling up fast, so make that money-saving drive to Koppel. It's just south of the interstate, or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today will see areas of patchy fog this morning. Otherwise, partly sunny skies. There's a slight chance of storms later in the day. We'll see a high of around 89. Tonight, we'll see a chance of storms early, then mostly clear skies and a low of around 67. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies with a slight chance of storms. See a high of around 93. Meteorologist Kyle Cook from 92.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, we are back. We are on the stream. We're on the mean stream with a little bit of gleam. We got Jay Foreman, B. Austin, old school. Got some questions on the text line. Ohio Husker. I hear you, man. He says number 3 and has a chance to be number 2 tackler all the time. Earn the right whatever number he wants. I'm with you, man. Stats don't mean everything, though, dog. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got it. Then also unknown texter, 6564. Have you ever paid for a number? Any stories of guys getting? Yes, I've never paid for a number. I was very fortunate to have the number I wanted. The first 7 years of my career, and the only number. I really didn't mind it. I had 96 with the Giants. But you know what, though? That let me know, hey, look, man, would you start winning them 90s numbers? TikTok. Then I made a little bit of rebound and had a 50 number with the 49ers, but still that clock was ticking and my time was done. I've heard of guys that really are tied to a number will pay for it. Now, I've heard where guys have asked for an astronomical amount of money for it, from a big-time free agent that came in. Generally, if you have you can work through that and see what you can do. And if it is, meaningful to you, then, in the NFL, you're going to have to pay for it some. And then we got another unknown texter, 2320, says the sim up to number 7. Depends on which number 7 it is. Crouch, boy, you got some big shoes to fill. Even though Crouch got some big old feet for a little dude. And then if you have to live up to Frost, then you think you got to be able to win some national championships and be physical and tough. So, I don't think that these numbers are forced on anybody. I think, look, all these guys are looking for new beginnings. Luke is trying to finish out with his career and work from there, man. I think let me see. What was it? When done cutting sleeves off? Oh yeah. John Corlin was talking about worn down to cutting the sleeves off. Might need to replace it, but anyone work 5 days and represent. I get that. Thunder, not Collins. says he's more concerned about the water balloon flights and the single digit numbers. Yeah, I wouldn't be concerned about any of it, really, to be honest with you. It's what they choose to do. As long as you work hard in practice, I don't care what you do. That's the biggest thing. And from what I've been told, that's what they've been doing. So, you can do whatever you want as long as you're working hard in practice. I know that the standard of work is definitely amplified. So if that's what they choose to do after that. Drew, let's see. Black shirts are also earned, not given. So no, but in the black shirt, none of it's a distraction. No, these are just checkpoints, man. Look, it's no different. It's single digits now that means a lot to guys. I guarantee you, when somebody else wears a certain type of number, you'll see somebody that might play linebacker and have a 70s number. Then you'll see them start to go to that. It's no different if you look at Penn State. When you're or here's a better example. When you wear 55 on defense at USC, it's a number that it's something that's earned. You got to earn it at some point in time. They do announce who is wearing 55. 11 at Penn State, no different. They call it the sticks. Whoever's wearing that, Micah Parsons wore it.
What LeVar wear?
LeVar Warrington wore it. Navarro Bowman wore it. They have some guys that wear it. I mean, and look, Penn State, almost all their linebackers were 40 numbers. That's just part of their tradition. The guys that really never played, they were in the 50s. That's just the way they do it. It's just part of the way that things happen. And I don't think it's anything that's going to be a bigger deal besides this year, because they had so many guys that felt like they were single digit number guys after being on a crappy team. And this is before Rule got here. So when he got there and they're going to get their number, you had a whole bunch of guys that wanted to change the single digits, but they ain't have single digit work ethic or production or teammate prowess or leadership ability or leadership capabilities, and hadn't earned the right to do that.
Well,
he's going to do that.
I'm impressed that it says that Jeff Sims and Billy Kemp came in as new players that have never played a game for the University of Nebraska, and now they're leaders because they've earned it. At some level, they've earned it. Did
Right.
whatever was required. Again, the numbers is just the vehicle for it. I admire the work and the statement made. I'm just like, okay, single digit numbers. The numbers are the numbers. Do your thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's what drives them. It's a
thing.
tool to drive these kids to work harder, and also there is no favorites, right? So if it's only new guys, then it would be all new guys up there. It's guys that actually have worked hard and done it. It's no different than having Ethan Piper to Big Ten Media Days. Matt Rule is telling you he's giving you answers to the questions if you just listen, and then you can kind of process what he's saying. If he's telling you, I don't care who you are, I want guys that I can trust, that I know that's going to go out there and play for the right reasons, and that's all going to be predicated on doing the right thing off the field, on the field, together, all that. That's how Ethan Piper gets there, because you got 3 or 4 linemen that you could go or ask to go or strongly encouraged to go. Ben Scott, he's the leader in that room. Straight up. He just got there. It's probably not his deal. He don't like to talk. You probably couldn't have Nori because he missed last year, but you could have had anyone from Teddy Prohaska to Turner or anybody else along those lines go, right? As far as just a line. Ethan Piper has taken some sort of leadership role in there and shown some ability to get better at his craft, because there needed to be a big gap in improvement. So there is no favoritism. And then, you look at Jeff Sims, he came in and showed some sort of leadership ability, as he should be as a quarterback coming in starting, but it's no different than when Casey came in last year. He did the same thing. It can be done.
Yeah.
And so look, if you're going to come in as a new guy and want to be a part of this team, one, you got to be a part of the team, but as you go about your work, as you go about your actions and accountability or whatever it is, then people are going to start to follow you, and then your voice is going to ring louder in the locker room. It's no different than Damian Daniels' older brother got off a plane and literally was everybody like a cat. He literally had control of this team from a leadership standpoint. He was older, but still.
Kenny told us about that before he left. He's brought him up specifically as an example.
Guy came in, jumped right into the locker room, changed the, kind of like leadership and ability like that, and tried to show some of these guys how to be leaders. And the best leaders are guys that are followed by guys that want to be led, and then also followed by guys that want to be led and that will eventually become leaders in their own way. People try to mix in leadership too much with wins and losses, and then also around here, it's you're anointed as a leader because either you're a good player or you're a good soundbite. It has nothing to do with it, because that doesn't win you any games. No, being a good player does, but being a good player within the system can and not being an individual type of player. Meaning, when you show up, you can't be thinking about yourself. Because if you're a good player, and we've had some great players, but like I would ask you like this: a 95 team, when you got the number 6 pick in the draft, I think Grant was, and Jason was 14, and then you had Christian got drafted. Every 21 of the 22 guys, and it should have been 22 out of 22. We had one decided that he didn't want to play football after college, and he had just as good a chance as all. The 2 deep guys are all NFL football players. Not one of us pulled up thinking about ourselves. If you're good, you're going to go play. You're going to play football. That's what you love to do. So, I think this is he's like, I think as you're going along, is probably people forget, like, as much as Matt Rose, I came here and said, look, man, you asked me about the leadership. Look, they got some young dudes on there that are hungry. If I'm telling you guys at 2 years ago that you got young dudes that are hungry, that want to change it and want to be led, and they're good leaders, I'm telling you more than that. So you get what I'm saying? What am I telling you? There's probably, when you're a young guy, it's different. When I'm a rookie, right, and there's a veteran guy in there, I might think so. I can't really say anything. I just got drafted when I got drafted in April. Say I go into a locker room. I go into St. Louis, not St. Louis, they were winning at that. Say I go, who was a loser back then? I don't know. San Diego or Arizona Cardinals, they have been forever a loser. I don't care about Kurt Warner and them, right? I go into Arizona. I'm a rookie. You got an 8-year veteran, 9-year veteran linebacker, 10-year guy there, and, in between there. I'm the middle linebacker. Yeah, I'm going to be a leader, right? It's going to be by actions. I can't move people because those guys that have been together, they've been moving as the same way. Now, our draft class, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 draft classes in there. Then you start to push those guys out, or they start to graduate themselves out. It's like generally you think of like defenses, like when I always analogy when I talk about a defense, you want to stretch a defense like if you have a rubber band and it gets kind of white, right? When you think of leadership, you actually want it, in my opinion, you want it not to be stretched, because that means there's not stress, right? So when you stress it, you want to be able to come back to your beginning point. So when you have at one point in time, okay, you have a small fraction or a big fraction of your team that's young guys that want to do it or try to figure it out. Probably didn't come from losing programs. Probably like, dude, I'm tired. I ain't no loser. There's some other guys that have been either through different like coaching staffs, and then kind of, I always say, like, some guys faking it till they make it and only about themselves. That thing is stretched to the maximum. Because to the naked eye, what I mean is just, I always equate this when I talk to my basketball team. If somebody's just walking by practice, that's their naked eye. They want to be able to watch that game, and you want them to have to say, DP and Austin, they play hard, they're good teammates, X, Y, and Z. To the naked eye, people can't know the difference. A lot of times, people in there when you're caught up in the vacuum can't tell the difference. But you start checking and see, okay, well, who's at the meals every time? Who's taking it to go? Who's not at the team functions? Who's not? If we say we got a linebacker meeting, if there's always one guy late or missing, one guy always not wanting to do it, find a way to cut it short, one guy changing the time and can't make it. But when them lights come on, who's the first up there? Who knows the difference, right? Now, we might know the difference, right? Just like you see guys and you get to have these reunions. You look at guys, go, yeah, did you really lay it on the line, or were you guys just kind of, rode it on the coattails and we're just up there smiling and cheesing, getting them rings and stuff? Definitely wore them Huskers, gear, so it's a little different, and he's trying to eliminate that. Will it be solved in 1 year and one off season? Most likely not. But, the quicker and faster you can go through the process to kind of, push some of those guys out, ideally, you'd like that locker room to do it. The early crew, they were talking about a running back that came in here that's supposed to be better than Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that locker room probably decided that real quick. The amount of work that running back room was doing and the amount of work that fullback room was doing, the wide receivers, wing backs, tight ends was doing it, was different than anything that they were accustomed to. And it was very short.
I'm all for the team setting standard because they should.
Sure.
And the team knows if somebody's working hard. They know if somebody's going home on time. They know if somebody's doing all that stuff. As Jay say, a team managed team is better. It has to happen. You try to stay out of the way. As a fan, I'm just sitting here trying to stay out of the way of it and watch it and say, okay, from my experience, what I see around bad programs and versus good programs, and that optics thing that Jay talked about actually exists. And then you say, does that look familiar for good or not for good? And until I see the good result, I have to say, okay, because I don't know. And I don't speak like I know it. I'm simply saying, as we watch the next 3 weeks, we'll have more answers on the 31st. We won't have all of them. We won't have all of them. We won't have all of them. They travel to all of them probably until Michigan arrives. And then we'll have a better idea. Meanwhile, we'll watch and say, does that look like good football, good management, good leadership, good effectiveness, good development? That's
you won't know that for
right.
You won't know
Yeah.
what's good or not for. You ain't gonna find out a lot. I mean, it's gonna take a little while, but you're gonna have to look for little snippets and pieces of what you see in improvement. You know, you're not gonna if you're thinking playing Michigan right now is the best team in the nation. Period. They're the best team in the nation. Now, whether you want to admit it or not, Georgia is the defending champion. They're going to be the champion until somebody else beats them. Right now, today, as we speak, they are the best team in the nation. That doesn't mean that they're going to win it. I'm talking about talent, experience, quarterback coming back, 2 NFL-type running backs coming back, an explosive wide receiver group, a defense that's loaded with draft choices, a tight end that's next level, and the best offensive line in the nation. So, in theory, they're the best team. If you think you're going to get a lot of answers in 4 or 5 weeks playing them, you're not. You're going to have to look for things that you want to see improvement on based upon over a season or two compared to 5 to 8 years of bad football.
I'll ask you this. Are you saying to Nebraska fans that the reason why you changed leadership, you need to expect it wasn't enough then? Like you didn't draw a line and go, enough. This is not good. This is not good enough.
Right.
That you now have to spend the next 2 years.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay, what do you say?
I'm not saying if you're talking about to see if it's good football or not. You could go out and play.
I'm talking about winning. Like I just want winning football.
Yeah, you could go out and play winning football and still lose to Michigan.
Okay, but you'll know if you play winning football up to Michigan, everybody will have a better idea about the identity, character, and
You
brand
have a better
of the
idea,
team.
but you won't have a full if you're drawing so. What you're saying is you're saying you're going to draw a conclusion after 5 weeks.
No, I'm saying I will know more.
Yeah, you'll know more, but
I don't know enough now.
You won't know any definite answers.
Yeah, I don't know enough now to give them credit or disparage them either way. I'm looking in the window, and from my perspective, what I see. That's what I do here. I sit here and tell you what I see. I don't tell anybody else what they see, and I'm not telling anybody else what to believe.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna, I mean, you're gonna. I'm not telling people you're gonna. Okay, we're gonna lose again. No, I'm not saying that. I said, dude, we should go to a bowl game.
No.
All right. Now, I'd shoot for 6 to 8 wins. I mean, obviously, I'd like to be 12-0, but realistically, 6 to 8 wins.
Okay.
But if your starting quarterback gets hurt, it changes what your expectations are.
Yeah.
What you're watching is you have to watch and know football enough to know what is an improvement. What you saw was a team that beat themselves. You can go out and play winning football against Michigan and still lose by 21 points.
Yeah.
Some people might be fixated. Oh, you're 20. Michigan's 21 points better. Yeah, sure. But the next year that you could play them obviously closer, and it might only be an 8-point game. Is it a talent gap or is it experience gap? Or is it like you're in the system longer and some guys that you've been having to want to develop finally develop?
I was going to say, you can get out talented by 21 points, but if you cut out the discipline points, I feel like that's a big gap.
Well, lack of discipline shows up whether you're a good team, great team, or bad team. With bad teams, it shows up more often, and it shows up at inappropriate moments. The Michigan game from 2 years ago, bad football showed up in a time where you could have had success. And it's a thing that you had seen before. Like nothing happened in that game where you just went, wow, that's peculiar. No, we had seen it before, and we shook our head. We tried to ignore it, and we tried to play it down by saying, they're close. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to go, you're close. Or you're getting – this is a wins and losses deal, right? Am I wrong in that or no?
Yeah, it is. I mean, but it's if you're hired as a coach to a losing program, you're not automatically going to go to 8, 9, 10 wins.
No. As you said, you want them to go to a bowl game.
You're going to have to be step-by-step process.
Go to a bowl game.
It has to be realistic expectations. It has to. I mean, part of getting fired, okay, in this day and age of college football, it ain't got nothing to do with wins and losses, man. If you're a head coach, okay, I can tell you this right now. I mean, I can't speak for Trev. I never will speak for Trev. I could speak if I was the AD. If I'm your boss and I text you, you don't text me back, or if you ain't like calling me back, or if you ain't calling somebody else back, if you're not returning phone calls, nobody, you know what I mean? Come on, dude. Like that. I mean, that's like the wins and losses and going there and trying to evaluate a team that like, okay, here's my answer. 3 years ago, they're like, well, he hasn't had a full cycle of classes. That's 4 years of classes, right? To really fairly evaluate where you are as a coach.
Yep.
Okay. He ain't been here a whole year. Yeah. And I'm not making no excuse for Matt Rule. He's a grown man. He got a grown man paycheck. He can handle himself. I'm being realistic here. If you ain't had more of 2 or 3 years, probably because the transfer portal and you can go and kind of up your kind of classes quickly and get some guys that are ready made to play, you're not going to really see what they're doing. You still got a couple. Look, you still got a couple dudes out there that like that movie that show Alien that you just don't know. This is the way it is.
That's literally. I don't trust. Remember we talked about trust. Fans, can I trust you with my heart? Like, am I going to give you my money, my emotion, my time? And as that happens, when you prove it, I become loyal. When you prove the other, I lean away.
Right, but that comes with are they coaching though? Like if you're a Nebraska fan, you ain't gonna be tied to like wins and losses right now. Like that's just unrealistic. Like we just went 4-8.
Don't you want to? Do you saying the fans don't want to win? They don't care.
I'm just saying you're not going to be tied to that.
No.
If it's going to be what are you going to trust though? Like what do you need?
The result.
Trust? Yeah,
the results that matter.
So you're tied to the wins and losses. So you're not really a Nebraska fan.
Bowl games require. I'm in the media business. It's not my job.
But you just said whether you're going to give your money and time. That means you are
as a fan,
right?
Speaking as a fan,
right?
And then speaking as media and speaking as a coach,
right?
I can wear a bunch of hats, and what I will say to you is, in the end, how coaches are determined and ruled and judged and merited in professional sports and in collegiate sports is by wins and losses. That's
right.
Really, look, you can say it whatever way you want. I'm not doubting them. I'm just saying, show me. I don't know what's wrong with saying, I don't know what I see.
Everybody's in the waiting
I don't know
pattern.
what I see. They haven't played a game.
Right.
I don't know who the starting lineup is going to be. I don't know what set they're going to come out. I don't know who their best player is. I don't know what their best play is. I don't know what their weaknesses are. What I know is I'm supposed to watch and see and say what I see. I don't know who this team is because the team doesn't know who they are. They don't know who they are. And anybody just speaks to it to say, well, look, here's an absolute. No, I don't know that. I can't speak from that. And as a fan of somebody, as a human who is rooting for Nebraska football to have absolute and total success, I can't say with any absolution that they're going to be successful. I haven't said they're going to fail. I'm simply saying I don't know. And until I know, I'll have a better idea after Minnesota. I'll have an even better, more informed idea. I'll be smarter after Colorado than I am after Minnesota. I'll be smarter after Michigan than I was before Minnesota. And for me, 5 games gives me enough data to be informed and educated about what I'm seeing, because this is all new. I'm not saying Minnesota game tells you everything. I'll know more than I know, and we will all know more than I know. I'm going to root for them all 5 games. Hopefully they go 5-0, and then we can come in here on that Monday and throw confetti and drink up a bag full of Skittles. Right. Until then, I don't know, and there are things that I look for. Good football looks a certain way, correct, Jay?
Oh, yeah.
Right? So sometimes I'm looking for things that are Michigan-like. Since they're the best, they're most talented, right? So you measure the best talent by your talent. And then I'll say, hey, what does Nebraska's talent look like compared to Michigan's? Because you said that's the icon North Star. So when I compare it, it'll tell me this is how far they have to go.
Right.
And if they're close to Michigan or they're closer to Michigan in week 5 than they are now, success, cheer, celebrate. But if they're not closer after Michigan than they are now, you cannot, regardless of the record, you cannot celebrate. But we watch. Right. We watch. We'll go on the journey. We'll get their camp reports. We'll see them, and then we'll pay attention. I don't know
what if they play Michigan late in the year, though?
I would know less about them after week 5.
You know more about them later in the season.
I will know more about them after week 12 than I know week 5.
Potentially, yeah.
Yep. I will know more about them after week 12. That's the whole point of this thing, is to be more educated as we get data. At this point, the only data we're getting is that we changed jersey numbers and that we identified 4 players who are working at a higher standard than everybody else. Those 4 things I'm good with. You just told me who those folks were. And then you pointed out another couple who went to Big Ten media. Okay. That gives me some core North Star for what that is.
What do you want to know right now? They only been in like 8 practice. But why would why would they? What would a fan need to know right now besides they're working hard and playing football?
That's it.
Well, then, yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. That's all you got to, as a fan or a coach or anything. That's all they're going to really tell you.
They're working today. Okay.
You know, what's going to be out there on the
Billy Kemp and Jeff Sims are working harder than everybody else on offense. And Isaac Gifford and Luke Reimer are working harder than everybody on defense. And that's what you said. And okay.
That ain't what they saying.
What are they saying? What is it? What is all of this about?
So
why did you highlight?
Do you think the rest of that team is just sitting around eating like cupcakes?
No, I didn't say that.
I did
not say that.
Everybody working hard.
I didn't say that.
They probably taking a couple steps forward or I'm sure there's 4 different ways that these guys have kind of separated themselves. Number 1, you're the quarterback. By choice, by play, or whatever, you are above everybody else just by the position that you play.
Okay.
So Jeff Sims really isn't even in the conversation.
Okay.
Now, of course, you like that he works hard. He's a good leader and all that other stuff. He out of the conversation. Like, if you're a quarterback, you got to be.
So now there's 3.
Yeah.
Now there's 3.
Billy Kemp.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure he came in and worked hard. Now I'm sure he's settled down that wide receiver room and has added some things to it and have an influence on there. No, because he's got the most experience. Like you said, he has the most. Like when you Google him, you got real deal stats. So when you Google or when you YouTube him, he has tangible assumption product that you can make an assumption on.
Yep.
what came into reality with,
and
the way
he
he
makes us more informed because we have more data on him, and that data is successful. That's all I
that
can
data
get.
ain't successful because he's successful. He's still in Virginia. The
No,
data
that's
is-
not
the-
true.
the
That's
data-
not
yeah, it
true.
is. Yeah,
That's not
the
true.
data is telling you this.
Jay, come on, Jay. That's not
he's done-
true.
that what he's done at Virginia is backed up with a little time that he's done here.
He had
Period.
60 catch year and a 70 catch year.
So why would you leave?
There's 100 reasons why
Okay,
you
then why
a
did you
change of leadership in both places, and the new leadership at one place speaks to you more than the new leadership that's coming into the
Right.
place that you were. There's a reason why people change, and none of it's not always bad.
No, nobody's
Sometimes,
saying it's bad,
sometimes Nebraska is better than the other option.
But you just said they were garbage, though.
I didn't say that. I never said that. You can't put that on me.
You never said it directly. You said it indirectly.
I said what I said, and I never said they were garbage.
I mean, he's here. And he's done all right
He's
right
here.
now.
He chose Nebraska.
He's not getting
Applaud
Virginia.
that-
He's not getting a Virginia pass. I know you guys reside from Virginia.
There's no pass to
I'm
give.
not- between him and what's the dude up there?
You, Austin, you see him try to put stuff on
The
me.
Mornay
Listen,
personnel-
Ricky Bobby, you can't put that
You're
evil
not-
on me.
This is not. Like, listen, Virginia.
Jay Bobby, you
Virginia
can't. You
is
can't
not
put
taking over Nebraska.
You can't put that.
Virginia's not taking over Nebraska.
No.
DP.
Oh, hey,
Billy
let me
Kemp,
tell you.
and what's the other dude?
we already had. I
What's the
hate to
dude?
tell you.
What's the dude? DeMornay?
Yeah, I already tell you.
Not taking over.
I heard what you said. Okay, DMV.
This is
He DMV, and what
yeah.
is he talking
But
about?
I'm in the Lincoln.
Hey,
I'm
you know
in
what?
Lancaster
But Austin,
County.
he's in the Maryland side. And that's the
I
problem.
didn't wanna say
That's the problem.
Didn't want to say.
Yeah, man.
The Virginia brothers are different. Y'all like the Omaha cats. We got. This is Maryland before Virginia, and now this is Lancaster
Who was
County.
first? Who was first? That's
You guys
right.
were, man.
Get in line.
Right.
Get in line
We
and
had to make
follow
it
the
better.
leader. We the head, not the tail. How about Oh, let's get out of here.
You
Go
got a
home.
soft spot for Virginia.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
The Commonwealth cats.
the Commonwealth Cats.
You
is
gotta watch
legit.
out. They stick together. I seen too much. The Mornay up there. I'm like, man, you better get up out of here. I gotta bring some heavy hitters up in here.
Oh.
DeJuan Gross, I'm got you, man.
Yeah,
We're
line
coming.
them up. Line them up.
We'll be back, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Turn on those Royals right here. Jay Foreman, DP Austin, old school. We out of here.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box. I will probably not touch the fuse box. Sip, do you remember what happened last time? Yeah, I remember. What happened? Half of the city block lost power. And my chicken condo went haywire. That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead? Call Joe. You can know everything.
Ambition Alex. We're online at